My name is Jonas Rey. I'm one of the managing director and the co-founder of Liti Capital. So Liti Capital is a Swiss registered company that is active in the field of litigation finance. So litigation finance is the act of paying for typically the legal fees of plaintiff that are going against the big guy, the big defendant, to get some justice. It's a huge form of private equity, and it's only available to the 1%. And our idea is to use the blockchain and issuing equity token that gives basically token holder the same rights as the traditional shareholders in the market. So I'll just present a little bit how we do and what I think is fantastic and revolutionizing about our product. We are not a pure tech company, so we're not inventing a new type of smart contract or anything like this. We are bringing real life case and real life value onto the blockchain, which I think is what is needed sometimes. So perhaps just to explain to you guys what is litigation finance, it is the most attractive private equity type of asset that is out there. It's been the best kept secret of the 1% for many years. It provides high return on investment, between 3 to 10 times the invested sum. It's a market that is growing almost to the moon, I want to say, in the sense that it has grown by 10 times in the last couple of years. And most importantly, it's completely resistant to the market cycle. So whether there is a recession, a bull or bear market, it's completely irrelevant because litigations still go on, whether the economy is going up or down. And our capital, so Liti Capital brings that asset class to the 99% to everybody that wants to invest, even $1 down the line, because traditionally those are reserved for people that invest $500,000 up to $1 million, either with asset management firm or private banks, and this is what we aim to change here. So I will just explain to you a little bit what's the rationale behind the different token that we have. So we have one Liti token and one wrapped Liti token, and what can we do to make our project more attractive to the community, and how can the community interact with us and benefit actually at all the steps of the company. So the idea behind the two tokens is that they bring both real world utility. So the Liti token is basically a digital version of the share capital of Liti Capital SA, which is a limited liability company registered in Switzerland. If you hold one Liti, you also automatically hold one share of Liti Capital SA. And with that share, you get 80% of the dividend, which is the distributed profits of Liti Capital. So when we make money, our community makes money because they receive dividend pro rata to the amount of token that they hold. Exactly the same as with traditional shares. Liti token holder can also express their opinions, and they are also invited to vote at the annual general assembly of the company, which means they can reject or accept proposal that we put forth to the entire community, and this has a direct legal consequences.
Hey, Jonas, so sorry. We have a little bit of technical difficulties with the share screen. If you could share the entire screen, it doesn't seem like it's moving up. Okay, there we go.
Is it better that way?
Yes.
Okay. So what was I saying about the Liti token? All right. So we also have a wrapped Liti token that we use to the goal is to list the Liti on Uniswap, and the listing will be done on the 24th of June, so very soon. I hope you're all as excited as I am. Probably not as exhausted, but excited. And the WLT will be the tradable version of the Liti. So 5,000 WLT equals 1 Liti. And with the WLT, we want to use that as a way to engage further with the community. And we do that in two key ways. First, we pledge between 5 and 10% of the amount that we invest to investigate and litigate against crypto scams. I'm sure all of us, me included, we've lost money in crypto scams in the past. It's a taboo in the community, but a lot of people have lost money, whether it's a lot or a little bit in the crypto scams, and quite often no one knows where to go. You've lost money. It costs a lot of money to hire lawyers to investigate. You don't know where the scammer is. You don't know in which countries he's hiding. We can help. That's the bottom line. We can help because we've been doing investigation and litigation finance internationally for 10 plus years with the team at Liti Capital. So the idea is that WLT or Liti holders that have been victim to crypto scam, they can come to us and suggest an investigation or a project, so to say, in a crypto scam, we will invite then the community to pool their WLT in a pool, and the pool with the highest amount of WLT will be the project that gets chosen for the crypto scam investigation, if we have multiple projects that are competing at the same time. So the idea is really to bring our expertise in investigation, litigation, and asset recovery to the blockchain community. And then the second part, where people can earn more WLT and Liti, is by participating into bounties. So if you bring us a case that we decide to go ahead with, or if you have information about some of the assets of one of the individual that is involved in one of the litigation that we are financing, and you bring that to us and it turns out to be a true tip, you get rewarded by receiving some WLT or some Liti, depending on the type of bounties that we have or the type of information that you bring to us. So that's the real world utility that we bring with our token to the community. As I said before, the brief tokenomics of the project is 1 Liti token equal 1 share. And these shares, they are registered under Swiss law. They give a lot of insurance to the Liti token holders, the same that you would if you hold shares in any real life company in the world. They are KYC compliant because under Swiss law, we have to know who the shareholders are at all times. So we have to ask you for a copy of an ID card before we can, get on board you. But the WLT is a non-KYC, purely tradable instrument on Uniswap, and that will be available on the 24th of June. And the ratio we have taken, 1 Liti to 5,000 WLT, is simply there to allow people of the community to enter on the WLT with a minimal amount of price. So that explains just in a nutshell the projects, what we do. And in terms of practicality, this is a screenshot of the app that we have on our website that allows you to come in to buy the Liti token and then to wrap them if you want to send them onto Uniswap for trading. Once you connect on the website, you can connect your MetaMask wallet or any other wallet that we support, and then you can buy or transfer the Liti token that you have to third parties, as long as you know the address. So and if you want to cash out your investment, you simply wrap your token onto the platform, send them to Uniswap, cash out, and you're a happy man. And equally, if you have bought a lot of WLT and you want to start to receive dividends, which is a yearly or sometimes even more than a yearly type of payment, where if we make profit, we redistribute those profit to the community, you can come onto the website, unwrap your WLT into reality, and then you will automatically be part of have all the benefits of the Liti token. So right now the project is really well advanced. We have raised already $12 million. We have already acquired 2 litigations. We are working on a third one before launch. All of those have a potential recovery of more than $100 million. So knock on wood, if everything goes to plan, we'll be able to cash in on those litigation and on those assets very soon. We are very new onto the marketing space, and that was because we were so focused on having the real world utility of the project getting started up that we are catching up now in terms of marketing. So our socials are not the busiest, but they're getting there slowly, and they're getting there slowly because on the 24th of June we will be listing, as I said, on Uniswap, and people will be able to buy our Liti token on the liticapital.com website. So I have listed here just so the socials. If you want to keep on asking questions, if you want to reach out to us, if you have a crypto scam that you think we should start to investigate immediately, feel free to reach out to us either on Twitter, on the website, or per email, and we'll take a look at that. And otherwise, many thanks for having me. It's been great, Justin, so many thanks. And if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them now.
Hey, Jonas. I was wondering if you have a few minutes to kind of do a quick Q&A session with some of the community members. There is a lot of questions that's coming
Sure.
in the chat. Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll place them onto the screen a little bit. So the first one comes from Convicted Marketer. It says, how do you guys decide which lawsuits to get involved in?
That's a great question. And it's actually a lot of the successful litigation finance company out there, like we are intimately. We do basically two steps. So the first one is a legal due diligence, where we look at the case, we look, okay, is there a real claim to have? And is all the paperwork in order? If you claim that somebody breached the contract, what type of breach it is, what type of contract it is, under which jurisdiction it is. because the jurisdiction ultimately matters. It's not the same trying to win a trial in the US, in the UK, in Germany, or in Somalia, for example, so to say. And the second part is a financial due diligence, because it's fantastic if you can win a case, a legal case, but then you have to enforce it. Otherwise, the judgment is just a piece of paper that it's nice, it's on your desk, but then you need to go after the assets of the people that you have won against. And this is where I bring personally a lot of expertise. So I'm the CEO of Athena Intelligence. It's the largest private investigation and intelligence firm in Switzerland. I've been tracing assets all over the world for the past 10 years. Last year, I've identified 750 plus million USD worth of assets for different cases, for different banks, for different funds that have been involved in litigation and lawsuit. So we're really good at strategizing and working with the best lawyers to get a legal win, but then we're also really good at identifying assets that are liquid or can be liquidated for the recovery as well.
Mm-hmm. Then also another question from Launchpool as well. It says, kudos for the bounties. Any bug bounties in place for the tech community?
We didn't think about this one, to be frank. We have so the smart contract that we have has been audited by CertIC. There's been no problem at all with it. You can check on the CertIC website. If you find a bug, we'll be perfectly happy to consider a bug buddy for the tech community. If you see something that doesn't work on a website or on a platform, so please get cracking.
All right. Next one is from Iqbal. It's like, do you guys have a database of scammers so you kind of like know where their footprints are already before it happens?
Not yet. And I think the reason why not is because we started the company officially in March this year. So it takes time to build a database like this. And I think as part of the work that we want to do against the crypto scammers, recovering money is best case scenario. It's the gold medal of the Olympics. But sometimes there is no more money because the scammer gambled it all or bought Bitcoin at 60,000 and sold it when it was at 30. You never know. So there might not be cash to recover. So the second best option is getting justice, and this is extremely important. It's getting a court order that recognizes that the scammer is a scammer, and that will make his life very, very difficult in the near future. If he tries to open a fiat bank account, if he tries to register a company, if he tries to go on with his life, he will never be able to sleep properly. I can guarantee you that. And then the third best option would be to try to expose them to the public as a way to make sure that they cannot do any further harm to the community. If we have identified them and we are sure to 300% that they are them, but they're hiding in a jurisdiction where it's impossible to get a judgment, then we'll consider doing a public awareness campaign to warn everybody not to get involved with these people. And I think these are the three kind of results we want to achieve with this.
Mm-hmm. Next one's from Amir. It's like, how scalable is this model? How many cases can you handle? And what are plans to handle large volume if funds increase? So like, let's say if they're stealing, Bitcoin at $2,000 and then the overall, like the whole amount of time Bitcoin goes up, or if they, we find out that they actually scammed even more additional ones by having a bigger ploy by just not one community.
Mm-hmm. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, the two arbitration that we already have in the case portfolio, one has a best case scenario recovery of $1 billion and the other one of 35. So it's just to give you a type of an example of the scalability of the potential award that are out there. It doesn't mean we will get 1 billion, but it means that is the best case, ultimate best case scenario if a judge goes in our favor all along the way, right? In terms of scalability, if the more capital we get, the better the case we can get, right? Because to get access to attractive case, we need money, we need capital. And the reason why we need that is because litigation take a long time to resolve. I don't know if anyone of the community has been involved in a lawsuit. I hope not. And I hope if it was for a good cause. But this stuff takes a long time. It can be 3, 4, 5 years before you have a resolution. And between all those years, we need to pay lawyers, we need to pay investigators, we need to pay court fees. And for that, that amount of money that we need to deploy, if it's a 1 billion arbitration or a 10 million arbitration, it's just going to be pro rata of that. So the more capital we can raise, the more token we get to issue, the better it is, because then we'll get access to cases that will give us a higher return for the community overall.
Mm-hmm. Also, another one, can we sue BitConnect? one of the most notorious
case after. But look, as long as if anyone has lost money, has been victim of a scam or a rug pull, send us your file. We'll take a look at it. We'll tell you if you're missing documentation, if the case is full, or if you need more. And if we're confident we can get you more, we'll take it on. Mark my word.
Mm-hmm. And one final one, sorry, from Action Crypto. It says, when will you enable case referrals on your website?
So in terms of case referral, the idea is that it will be available once we list on Uniswap, because we want to actually give a preferential treatment to holder of the token so that they can refer the case and then get some benefits out of it. So hopefully before the end of the month.
Oh, that's good. That's good. There was one recent rug pull that you might be a little bit interested in, and it's called Iron Finance. With the Titan token. So if you guys are listening now and you guys were affected by Iron Finance that just recently happened, I believe it was yesterday, make sure that you guys are going on and letting Liti Capital know about this, because a lot of people, even including Mark Cuban, lost money in Iron Finance.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard about this one. We've been extremely busy, but seriously, guys, if you want to send me the information, I'll take a look at it. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Twitter, although I don't have a very big activity on Twitter. But you can find me on the website. You can find my personal email on the website. Send me that stuff, and I'll take a look at it.
Okay, excellent. And thank you, Jonas, for sharing with the community and letting us know about, at least we have an option to where, hey, look, these people are not just going to be able to just scam us and get away with it.
Exactly. That's the plan.
All right. Thank you, Jonas.
Many thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.